Dr. Jose Rizal is a unique example of a many-splendored genius who became the greatest hero of a nation. Endowed by God with versatile gifts, he truly ranked with the world's geniuses. He was a hero and a political martyr who consecrated his life for the redemption of his oppressed people. No wonder he is now acclaimed as the national hero of the Philippines. On June 19, 1861, Rizal was born with a blessed middle-class family in Calamba, Laguna Province, Philippines. He was the seventh of 11 children of Francisco Mercado Rizal and Teodora Alonso Realonda. His siblings are Saturnina, Pasiano, Narcisa, Olympia, Lucia, Maria, Jose, Concepcion, Josefa, Trinidad, and Soledad. Siblings' relationship among the Rizal children was affectionately cordial. The earliest childhood memories of Jose was his happy days in the family garden. His father built a little nipa cottage for him to play in daytime. He has an aya who looked after his comfort. The aya would threaten him that the aswang, the nuno, the tibalang, or a terrible birded bombay would come to take him away if he would not eat his supper. Together by ties of love and companionship. Unfortunately, Concha died of sickness when she was only 3 years old, and the death of his little sister brought him his first sorrow. The story of the myth was the first story introduced by Doña Teodora to him. The tragic fate of the young moon, which died a martyr to its illusions, left a deep impress of Rizal's mind. He justified such noble death, asserting that to sacrifice one's life for it, meaning for an idea, is worthwhile. Like the young moon, he was fated to die as a martyr for a noble idea. Aside from being artistic, he was also possessed a God-given gift for literature. Since boyhood, he had scribbled verses in loose sheets of paper. Jose wrote his first poem in the native language entitled Sa Aking Mga Kababata ay Tumali Ka ng Chilin. One Sunday afternoon in June 1869, Jose, after kissing the hands of his parents, left Calamba for Guinea. He was accompanied by Pasiano, who acted as his second father. The next morning, Pasiano brought his younger brother to school, Agustiniano Aquino Cruz. Immediately, Jose was assigned to sit in the class.
Jose, please stand up.
Sir.
Do you know Latin?
A little, sir.
his way for making fun of him during his conversation with the teacher in the morning. They thought and whispered furiously in order to break of their classmates. Jose learned the lesson from this teeny Manuel. Mariano Gomez, Jose Burgos, and Jacinto Zamora, also known as Gumburza, were executed at sunrise on February 17, 1872, despite the Archbishop's plea for clemency because of their innocence by order of Governor-General Izquierdo. Their martyrdom was deeply mourned by the Rizal family and other patriotic families in the Philippines. Doña Chodora was suddenly arrested on a malicious charge that she and her brother, Jose Alberto, tried to poison the wife of her brother. Jose went to Manila accompanied by Pasiano and entered Ateneo Municipal. At first, he was refused by Father Magen Ferrando, the college registrar, to admit him for two reasons. First, he was late for registration and he was sickly undersized for his age. Upon the intercession of Manuel Cerex Burgos, he was reluctantly admitted at the Ateneo Municipal. The first favorite novel of Rizal was The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. As a normal teenager, he became interested in love stories and romantic tales. This thrilling novel made Shortly after his graduation from the Ateneo, Rizal experienced his first romance. One Sunday, Rizal visited his maternal grandmother who lived in Trozo, Manila. He was accompanied by his friend, Mariano Katigbak. His old grandmother was a friend of the Katigbak family of Lipa. When he reached his grandmother's house, he saw other guests. And it was Segunda Katigbak, an attractive girl who mysteriously caused his heart to palpitate with strange ecstasy. Rizal came to know Segunda more intimately during his weekly visit to La Concordia College, where his sister Olympia was a boarding student. It was apparent that Rizal and Segunda loved each other. Theirs was indeed a love at first sight, but it was hopeless since the very beginning because Segunda was already engaged to be married to her townmate, Manuel Luz. The last time they talked to each other was one Thursday in December 1877 when the Christmas vacation was about to begin. He visited Segunda at La Concordia College to say goodbye because he was going home to Calamba the following day. She, on her part, told him she was also going home one day later. She kept quiet after her brief reply, waiting for him to say something which her heart was clamoring to hear. In Calamba, he was walking in the street and dimly perceived the figure of a man while passing him. Not knowing the person due to darkness, he did not salute nor say courteous good evening. The vague figure turned out to be a lieutenant of Guardia Civil. With a snarl, he turned upon Rizal, whipped out his sword, and brutality slapped. In Calamba, after finishing the 4th year of his medical course, Rizal decided to study in Spain. He could no longer endure the rampant bigotry, discrimination, and hospitality in the UST. In Spain, he has a secret mission, and it was to observe keenly the life and culture, language and customs, industries and commerce, and governments and laws of the European nations in order to prepare himself in the mighty task of liberating his oppressed people from Spanish tyranny. After completing his studies in Madrid, he went to Paris and Germany in order to specialize in ophthalmology because he wanted to cure his mother's eye ailment. On July 31, 1886, Rizal wrote his first letter in German to Professor Ferdinand Blumentritt. He had heard of this Austrian ethnologist and his interest in Philippine language. Olime Tangere was published in Berlin during the winter days of February 1886. Maximo Viola gladly agreed to finance the printing cost of the Nolly. The Nolly was printed in the printing shop Berliner Bruckdrucker Action Gesellschaft. Rizal decided to return home in Calamba for many reasons, and his family welcomed him affectionately with a plentiful tears of joy. His family became worried for his safety. Rizal decided to return home in Calamba for many reasons, and his family welcomed him affectionately with a plentiful tears of joy. His family became worried for his safety. Rizal decided to return home in Calamba for many reasons. He had a romance with an English girl named Gertrude Beckett. She fell in love with Rizal, and their friendship drifted towards romance. But Rizal suddenly realized that he could not marry Jetty, for he had a mission to fulfill in life. Rizal went to Malacañang Palace to resume his series of interviews with Governor General Despujol, and suddenly showed him some printed leaflets which found in Lucia's pillowcases, entitled Pobres Frailes or Poor Friars. Rizal denied it, but he was placed under arrest and escorted to Fort Santiago. The trial of Rizal was an eloquent proof of Spanish injustice and misrule. It was patently mistrial. Rizal was tried by a military court composed of alien military officers. His case was prejudged. He was considered guilty. Rizal was exiled in Dapitan for almost 4 years, and his exile came to an end. Rizal went to Spain and Singapore, not knowing that it is his last trip abroad. Rizal on board to Barcelona left Singapore, but before reaching Barcelona, he was arrested and went back to the Philippines for his further investigation. As a many-splendored genius, writer, scientist, and political martyr, he richly deserves history's salutes as the national hero of the Philippines.